Hello everybody. In our previous videos, especially the videos we posted 3 years back, in those videos we discussed the kaliyuga will end in 2025. So the Viswavasu Nama Samvatsara, that is the April 2025 to April 2026, would be the final year of kaliyuga. So we discussed why it was the end based on the planetary positions, as most of the planets are actually in their final transition in the whole zodiac. It's not about one of the planets, it's about all the planets completing the whole zodiac. And especially when Saturn is about to complete, it is actually signaling the ending of the kaliyuga. So when an year is over and we step into the next year, there would be some new energy, new hopes and new aspirations, and at the same time we may not feel very problematic when one year is ending and another year is coming. But when we say a yuga is ending and another yuga is going to start, of course there would be some transition period between the two yugas, something like 2025, some 5 to 10 years would be some transition period. But whatever may be the transition period, the ending is a bit pathetic only, right? So when something is ending, so we may try to understand why it is actually ending, why it has to end. So based on the planetary positions we discussed already, if you search end of kaliyuga 2025 in this channel, you will get some videos. But what made the whole thing is ending, is what made the whole thing ending. So if you observe, something is present in the current world which was not present previously, that is actually that is actually triggering this ending, you can say, right? So because there should be some justification, if you think so. Previously, so some people say there's so much of dishonesty, so much of crime, or this kind of things are present in the current world. But just imagine, just see, all these kind of negative elements were also present previously also, even in 2000, 2010, 2015. These are all, whatever we're seeing, the negative elements were also present in those years. Then why not those years actually were triggering some ending? See, whatever are present in during that time are also present now. But in addition to that, just observe the human behavior. See, when a human should feel proud, should feel happy, that's the question, right? When a human should feel happy and proud, let us say, let's take a human. He has, let us say, a very good wife, in the sense a very understanding wife, and also this person is also understanding in nature, and both of them together are raising their children with a lot of communication and understanding, and the children are also supporting their parents in such a way that they are also trying to groom themselves better. They're also studying better. Of course, see, it's not like 100%, 100 out of 100, everything is going to be systematic. I'm not talking about that, to an extent, right? So you can feel that energy, and um, and even different sections of the people, different sections of the world, they're doing some duty, and they're making some efforts, they are putting some efforts, they're showing something, and there is some kind of beauty is shown in their work or in their daily process. So there comes when things are going in a beautiful way, to an extent, at least. I'm not talking about 100 out of 100 thing. To an extent, you can feel that energy. That's what I'm trying to tell. So the whole system, when has some beauty, when has some life, you can clearly understand the system is going to exist, because it has life, it has beauty, so it has some future, you can say. But in the present world, even if you observe, the world leaders are the individual states, individual countries, they are just like purposeless. They are, what is their aim? Basically, they want to protect, the world, or they want to protect their their power, or what they want to do. Basically, see, if they want to protect their power, there should be some clarity, right? You can see they would be doing something good for some section of people, uh, and every section of the world would be contributing to something. You can clearly feel it. See, what is one of the major benchmarks, I would say, when different section of the people are contributing something, then you can see some leader, some power, some great person coming from that particular section and shown to the world. Let us say, in the previous years, if you observe, especially in India, we could clearly see the people like some, to an extent, I'm not telling, you know they're completely perfect, but at least to an extent, people like APJ Abdul Kalam, people like Sachin Tendulkar, Lata Mangeshkar, right? So in different fields, you could clearly feel the beauty, the life. They were standing as some kind of inspirations to the people, and they were motivating. And even in the world's picture also, some people like, you take some Michael Jackson, or different people, you could clearly, you know uh, feel their presence the time. And so many people with their with the great personalities inspiration, they were trying to move their lives. They were trying to move forward in their lives. So such kind of things were present. But nowadays, you don't find any kind of such figures running the world, moving the world. And one more thing, as I noted previously, um, a man, let us say, a man is feeling happy and also he's very proud about, let us say, his family, his job, his achievements, the way he is running his life, the kind of principles he is following in his life. uh, let us say he has parents, wife, kids, so he is managing all these things. He has a job, right? I'm not telling that the man is managing everything very perfectly. There are some imperfections, but still there would be some beauty in the life. There would be some communication going on in the life, right? So if a man is feeling happy that way, that looks very good, that has some life. But in the present world, so many people are really, uh, they're a bit completely out of the context, out of out of the family, or out of achievements, and even they don't know what to achieve. They don't have any clarity, and they don't have a family. Let us say, leave about the family. Some people do not prefer to have family, but the beauty and the life, that is clearly missing. So everyone is, most of the time, it's a kind of uh, uh, most of the people are running after some electronic gadgets, Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, so many other apps, right? So what they do basically in their daily life, they actually uh, they communicate with apps. Basically, they type a lot, they type alphabets, they communicate uh, with different apps. They actually uh, have more time with laptops or electronic gadgets. So basically, let us say God just, God just cleared up everything. So there is no creation at all. Let us say there is earth and there are other animals, but there are no humans at all, let us say. And there would be no much difference, because even if humans do exist, what they would do is, most of the time they interact with these electronic gadgets. They communicate with a lot of applications, a lot of apps. So such kind of behavior is really absurd. In uh, with so many people. So what to achieve basically for this generation, or for these people? The kind of achievements, the kind of goals they should have are also kind of obscure. There's no clarity at all, because uh, by interacting with these apps, by you know uh, being with these electronic gadgets, their life is being run. They are, their life is going on. Their life is going on without much beautiful communication, uh, without much speciality, I would say, without much life, without much beauty. The life is running on. So this kind of behavior is not going to add anything to the nature. So the nature is aside, the nature is working on its own, and the people are working on their own. They're only doing uh, something uh, something lifeless, right? They keep on doing it. They want to do it. They like to do it. And lifeless things. So this kind of repetition of doing something lifeless, and so even with the advancement of technology, what they would do is they would make all the people less significant, their lives less significant, and even see the world leaders, they personally think they have some identity, but they also do not have any identity. Of course, they can promote with their own uh, IT cell or some kind of teams that they have. With the help of those teams, they can promote themselves in different YouTube channels or online, or they can try to promote, but truly they may not have any identity, because there is no life at all. There is no life, there is no beauty, so when there is beauty, when there is life, there comes the identity, right? When a person is doing something and it has a lot of beauty associated with it, a lot of life associated with it, so that beauty and life can bring some identity. The great people, when they do things, they do with a lot of interest, with a lot of fire, so that whatever they do possesses some kind of beauty and life, and that's where they get identity. And in the current world, you don't find great people, you're not finding great people that are inspiring you, just like you're finding previously. You're not finding now, because the beauty and life is missing in their deeds. The fire is missing. Because see, when someone is really committed to do something, he is able to do that, and you can clearly see that, and automatically beauty and life is added up to that, and the whole thing becomes very beautiful, and it gets identity automatically. But that's not happening. See, when people are trying to create some kind of artificial identity with the help of uh, their own groups, their own channels, their own media, so this is all very clear, right? People are not fools. Of course, people may not have a beauty and life that they had previously, but people are not fools. People can understand when someone is doing something artificially, when a world leader is behaving very artificially, people can clearly understand, people can clearly sense that. If not today, tomorrow, it's very much visible. So by getting some artificial fame, things may not survive better. And another important observation is people are running after money, running after money. And when they have some good amount of money, their close circles would think that they are the greatest people. See, in previous days also, you can take before 2020, also people had this kind of ideology, something like if they had a lot of money, even the close circles feel them very great. But after 2020, as we discussed, a very significant shifting of energies happened. And then people are not even, so previously there was some kind of limit, but the limit is also crossed now. Now, the percentage of the people not understanding the real happiness increased, and running after money became very significant. And one more thing is, some people are not running after money now. It's not because that they realized the fact that money cannot make everything. The fact that they do not have enough amount of energy, they're feeling lazy because of this COVID, the 2 years or 3 years COVID. So I want to tell you, there is a kind of missing beauty and life in all the sections. As I noted, the music is very important when you want to decide the energy in the world. There is no music being produced, the greatest music. Let us take some kind of great music is not produced these days. Especially 2024 is missing it. So totally the humans are unable to understand the real happiness, and they are just waiting for something to end. They only created a lot of lifeless energy by too much of interaction with a lot of electronic gadgets, or or the kind of life process they followed. They created all over the world, the lifeless energy. And as I noted previously, when you interact with someone, when one life is interacting with another life, a beauty is produced, some kind of life is produced. But when a life is interacting with lifeless things more and more, beauty and life cannot be produced. So, the lively energy can produce more and more lively energy, and the whole thing becomes beautiful. But nowadays it's not happening. That's where you don't see great music as well. When they started interacting with machinery more, with gadgets more, with electronics more and more, the production of great music is stopped. Why it is stopped? Because the music is being produced, but it's not lively music. It's not the great music, right? And even the music directors are not feeling good with it, because they're producing music with some electronics, not with some human interaction, right? So what's missing? A life and beauty is missing. And life and beauty, actually these two only make humans. As these two are missing, the humans are missing. So that's how you can clearly say that during the end of this kaliyuga, there would be lot of population control. And see, producing life and beauty is, again, it's in the hands of people, it's in the hands of world leaders. Just imagine if they just stop, if they just ban all the mobiles, all the applications, the internet, let us say. Internet they can allow, but with some strict regulations, right? For the benefit of the people. Because of the internet, lot of jobs were created, so they can continue internet and usage of internet and all. But so much of things were they're going unregulated. So there is no regulation, there is no proper channeling, there's a kind of irregular behavior is shown in all this. So it's in their hands to regulate, but they're not doing it. So that's where the population control is triggered. That's where the nature wants to regulate the whole thing by reducing the population. When the population is reduced, automatically humans get a lot of identity, and then humans would ultimately interact. And even more, you cannot see this much of interaction with less lively things. That could be the plan. That could be the plan of the nature, but somehow nature is going to try to reduce this lifeless activities. So compared to the previous days, that's the difference the current world has. Production of non-living energy more and more, and there is no production of more lively energy or more life energy, you can say. No beautiful energy. So this is where the world is suffering. So based on the planetary positions we already discussed in our previous videos, but I am thinking, why, in terms of the energy levels that are running throughout the world, what is actually missing? So in that way, when we think, we may get this kind of answers. Thanks for watching this video.